So I was asked this week, how have I become a successful networker? And I wanted to share some tips with you about how that came to be. And I sat down in my office and shared a bunch of tips. And to be honest, most of it sounded like an infomercial, so I'm not going to share a lot of that with you. But what I do want to do is tell you my story. About 5 years ago, I got into insurance, and it was an industry I knew nothing about, so I needed to get out there and connect. And I'm not from Hendersonville, but I've been here for several years. And so the advice I was given was go out and network. Go to chamber meetings, business association meetings, whatever it took to get my sphere of influence expanded. And so that's what I did. But I showed up and it just didn't work. I was horrible at it, I guess. But what it was is that I was going and handing out business cards and trying to get people to know me and see what I could do for others. And that's where the mistake was, is that really the success came when I got a single piece of advice, and that was give before you get. Now, that advice didn't hit home right away. It took some time to realize that just the products I had to sell was not giving back. Giving back was actually creating relationships and getting to know these people and creating a group of people that I can rely on and learn from and know on a personal level deeper than just business to business. And that's where my success came from. That's where being an independent agent became possible for me due to the ability to utilize these relationships to grow. And so that's what I really want you to get from this, is not how to network, but really to show solid growth in what you're doing. The 4 tips that I want to share with you about networking are: 1, show up to these networking events with a bigger purpose than handing out business cards and being seen. 2, make sure you follow up with the connections you make there. 3, grow those relationships more than just that initial contact. And 4, use your people. So let's roll up our sleeves. Let's take a look at what we're doing and how we can do it better. I know that I've had some success in networking, and I learned the hard way. I used to go to events all the time and just see how many people I could put my business card in, or how many people's hands I could put my business card in. I used to have a checklist of how many people I met, how many business cards I collected, which is probably a better thing than handing out your own business card. But let's take a look at some tips. So, tip number 1, it's easy. Don't go to hand out business cards. Now, have them available. Make sure you're able to hand them out. But don't go with that purpose. You want to make sure you're attending this event to find somebody that can help you. And sometimes that's a referral source. Sometimes that's somebody that has a business or an opportunity that can help you.
Sometimes it's just a relationship that grows and teaches you something, whether it be marketing or business or whatever it is that they can offer you. That's why you should be going to these networking events, to grow you. 2, deuces. Secondly, what you need to be doing is following up with a purpose. That means you need to follow up and introduce yourself because you met these people that can help you grow, that can give you something that you need, and you need to reintroduce yourself to them. Because if they didn't make an initial sale, they may not remember you. They may not know who you are. And they're definitely in an hour and a half, 2-hour networking event where you maybe talk to this person for 5, 10, 15 minutes tops. You didn't make that deep of a connection. So this is your opportunity to make that deep connection. So, but have a purpose when you do it. So when you send them an email, talk specifically about what they can do for you. When you connect with them on social media, actually look at their social media. See on Instagram what you can like that they're doing. See on Facebook who they are and what they're about. Shoot them a text. I mean, there's nothing wrong with shooting somebody a text, especially to say, hey, this is me. You can reach back out to me on this. Or go old school and pick up a phone and have a conversation with somebody. Never hurts. It never hurts to build that relationship with them that way. 3. The third thing about networking is building relationships. Now, this is how you take it from just handing out business cards to actually finding someone to do business with. And the thing about building this relationship, it has to be more than just sale to sale or I get this, you get that, creating the greatest client ever. It has to be more. And so there's a few things to do that can help you with that. 1, identify the relationship needs. See what the person you're building a relationship with needs. Know what your needs are in this relationship and share those with each other. You need to identify those. Scheduling. Make time for what's important to you. And if building this relationship is important to you, then you should schedule out time for this relationship. Appreciate the person you're with. If you don't show appreciation, and not just in your heart, but literally out loud say that you appreciate this person, the relationship isn't going to grow on the level that it could. So let them know that you appreciate them. Be positive. It's easy. Just have this be fun. Have it be a growth thing. Don't complain. Don't moan about things. Don't be gossiping when you're getting together. This relationship should be about building each other up positively. Manage boundaries. Now, this may not be the most positive thing, but you need to let the person you're building a relationship know what's important and where they are in that list of priorities that you have. For me, work, family, that's got to come before building relationships to help family and work. So let them know that. And that's part of that creation of a strong relationship is managing those boundaries. And the last thing is probably the most difficult thing for me, and probably this thing I see that frustrates me the most with other people is active listening. It's hard to listen to somebody without thinking of what your response is going to be and just listen to what they have to say and grow from what they're saying. Just be present when you're building that relationship. It'll pay dividends, I promise. 4, use your people. Now that you start building these relationships and stuff, you have to do business together. If you're not doing business together, or if you're not doing business with them, how would they expect you to do business with you? Now listen, when I first started, I couldn't do business with anybody because I didn't have the money. I was a scratch agency, had nothing extra any month. So it was hard for me to give back to others in a monetary way. But I could promise you this, I know somebody that you need to know, and that's how I became valuable to others. And so I use my people, and my people are all over. I got printers, funeral directors, pest people, coffee people. Those are my favorite. People at the Y, Mary Kay, good one for the wife. Jewelry people. Now, those are really good for the wife. I know a guy that does testing. I mean, who knows a guy that does testing? Optimizing your business, knowing efficiency, huge help for me and for many people I know. Printers, I got printers. Video guys, we got those. Maple syrup, I got a guy who does maple syrup from Vermont. Advertising, car care, financial services. I got 2 different guys, one at Montreat, one at Blue Ridge Community College. Both can help you with your education, whether it be small business or adult graduate studies. I got contacts at the chamber, flower contacts. Now that always comes in handy. Ice cream contacts, restaurant contacts. I know a civil engineer. I never thought that would come in handy to me, except I now know how many realtors need civil engineers. I got design girls. I know an attorney. I got photographers that I work with, travel experts, realtors. I'm not going to show you any of their cards because that'll get me in trouble. Mortgage lenders, not showing you any of their cards because that'll get me in trouble too. But I work with a lot of them. I got a ton of them that I have that I can connect people with. Same thing with restoration companies. Insurance agents don't mention restoration companies by name because we'll forget one will get mad at us, and but when something happens, they're there for us, so we appreciate it. But have your people. Having a group of people that I can refer out, that if I need something I can go to, is a huge game changer for any business, for any person that is as a professional. And whether they need something from me or they need a referral to somebody else, I got those connections. And that was all building relationships over a lot of time. So this week I want to challenge you. I want you to go out and I want you to network, but not just hand out business cards. I want you to go out, connect with somebody, start building a relationship, and hopefully it leads to both of you growing.